foul. That was absolutely ridiculous.
The Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
Up on down. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series.
I don't know. It's tough. Tom's up there, man. Beantown.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 29 of the Beantown Takes podcast. It's your boy Jesse Almeida here, back on YouTube and back on Beantown Takes. We are back again with another podcast from Beantown Takes. This is episode 29 of the Beantown Takes podcast. And you guys see the shirt that I'm wearing. You guys see the hat that I'm wearing as well. We're doing an only Celtics podcast for this one here. As you guys know, the Celtics are back in the NBA Finals for the second time in 3 seasons. They will be facing off against the Dallas Mavericks, and this is going to be a crazy series. I have this series not in 5, probably not in 4, to be honest with you. I think this is going to go the distance because I think this is going to be a fantastic matchup. Dallas has been playing well. The Celtics have been the Celtics that they have been all season long, and this is going to be a fantastic matchup going forward in the NBA Finals. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoy these videos. Subscribe now if you guys new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. The link is in the description down below. Again, the ride is going to be hectic, and we're going to be there for pretty much most of the run for this upcoming Finals. It's going to be amazing. If you guys want to help donate to this run that we're about to go on, because, again, it's going to be expensive. YouTube doesn't pay me that great right now. I'm not going to lie to you. If you guys have loved the videos throughout the entire season, all year long, and you support what I do on this channel, my Venmo account is in the description right here. Anything helps. Appreciate all the love and support all year long. And the Celtics, man, we've been waiting for them to be back in the NBA Finals for the last 2 seasons. I'm glad they're back, and I can't wait because the road to Banner 18 is near the end. We are almost there. And I think this year, it's gonna happen.
Well, I've been a fan of Boston Celtics for, my whole life pretty much.
The first Celtics team was back when I was like 7 years old.
The Boston Celtics became legendary.
It's gonna be time for me to have a new picture here for the Boston Celtics segment because we are back in the NBA Finals, and I cannot wait for this run with the Boston Celtics. As a matter of fact, that picture right here is from the game that we attended in the NBA Finals 2 years ago. If you guys want to check out that video, I'm going to leave that in the description down below for you guys to watch. Now, the Boston Celtics are in the NBA Finals once again, and we are going to be at Game 1 at this current moment. Right now, if everything plans out well, for me at least, I should be able to do a couple of these games. I'm not going to lie to you. I should be able to do a couple of these games. I've prepared for this moment, and I am ready for this moment. So I cannot wait to be at the NBA Finals again this year. It needs to end differently this time. And it needs to end differently because we are facing the Dallas Mavericks. This is going to be the Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic show, in my opinion. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been elite the entire playoffs. Last round against the Indiana Pacers, that's the Jason Tatum we know, we love, and we need him to be in these NBA Finals. I think he averaged around like 31 points per game in the Eastern Conference Finals against Indiana. Like 9 rebounds, 6 assists, something like that. That is the Jason Tatum we need going forward. In Game 1, he had 36. He came up clutch in overtime. There's some talk about him not being clutch in the 4th quarter, but I'll go further into that with the next guy that I will talk about. We're going to just focus on Jason Tatum because Jason Tatum, in my opinion, is going to be him versus Luka. Those are the 2 big names that is going to be looked at in this upcoming series. Tatum in Game 1, 12 for 26 from the field. That's not a bad percentage. Could he shoot the ball a little bit better? Absolutely. 2 for 8 from 3 needs to be better there. 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. What Tatum has against Luka is defense. Luka's not really that great of a defender. So, in my opinion, if you're going to beat this Dallas team, you need to find matchups that you're going to have to take advantage of each and every single possession. As opposed to the Golden State Warriors finals when we were in it before, we didn't really do that too much. There were times where we had Jason Tatum against Steph Curry, and we didn't find that matchup for some weird reason. This series, we need to find Tatum versus Kyrie. I would even go as far as saying Tatum versus Luka Doncic as well. Again, he's not that great of a defender. Those are the matchups that you're going to need to find. You're going to need to find key mismatches in this series against Dallas, and that's how you're going to be able to win in this series. Now, there's a big name that we'll get to also that could be ready for Game 1, and it could be a huge game changer for the finals coming up. In Game 2 for Jason Tatum, he's shot 9 for 20 from the field, 23 points, 9 for 20 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. This was easily his worst game of the series, I feel like. Easily his worst game of the series. And you still found a way to pull a dub in this game here. And again, I hate the narrative that people are saying right now where, oh, Boston had the easiest road. Oh, they had injuries that they were facing against Boston, this, that, blah, blah, blah. A YouTuber went as far as saying that this was a fraudulent run, and this is a fraudulent NBA Finals if the Celtics win it. And I just absolutely can't stand that narrative. I just got off of GTA with a few of my friends, and my buddy who lives in South Dakota can't stand this narrative either. Because the Celtics, they are the number 1 seed. And they are the best team in the NBA. That's just a fact. Standing-wise, record-wise, they are the best team in the NBA. When you are the best team in the NBA, you get rewarded for having the easiest road. That's how it is. If you play the best in the regular season, you have the easiest path to the NBA Finals. It's just as simple as that. Now, you can't predict injuries and everything else. I understand all that, but like, do you think the Celtics handpicked their opponents? And do you think that they wanted Tyrese Halliburton to go down? Do you think they wanted Donovan Mitchell to go down? Do you think they wanted Jimmy Butler to not be there? No. They wanted to beat those guys at 100%. And you know what? They were missing their best players. So in your head, you have to think, oh, they're missing Tyrese Halliburton. They're missing Jimmy Butler. They're missing Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen. They're missing key pieces. You have to take advantage of that, and you have to take care of business. And that's what they did. So now the Celtics get penalized for taking care of business, where in years past, the narrative for the Celtics was, oh, they don't have a clutch bone. They don't have a killer instinct. They can't close out a series when they need to close out a series. So now the fact that if we're able to close out a series when we need to, that's a penalty for us? Now that makes our run fraudulent? It doesn't make any sense. Do you want us to face adversity? Or do you want us to ease our way to the finals? Pick one. You can't have it both ways. And I don't care what anybody says. The Celtics, in people's eyes, haven't had an easy road. Okay, well, you can't forget the fact that we've also missed our third option in Kristaps Porzingis. He hasn't been in the playoffs since game, 3, 4? It's been a minute since KP has played in a playoff game. And guess what? The Celtics were still able to take care of business in round 2 and in round 3 without Kristaps Porzingis. They were able to take care of business without their third option. And on most teams, Kristaps Porzingis is a number 2 option. That's almost the same as the Cleveland Cavaliers missing Jared Allen or Darius Garland. It's the same thing. We had to change our whole play style in order to fit Luke Cornett into the mix or fit Xavier Tillman into the mix. Because KP was out, we had to do that. And the Celtics still took care of business. They still took care of business. Gentleman sweep, swept them out the building, and now we're on to the NBA Finals. There's one guy, though, that has taken a big leap throughout this entire playoffs. And last playoffs, he got a lot of grief. And rightfully so, because when Tatum went down in Game 7, people looked at this guy and said, okay, the narrative on you is you want your own team. You want to be able to lead your own team and everything else. Let's see what you can do. And he sunk the ship horribly last year in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. That is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown. If we have this Jaylen Brown here with the Jason Tatum from last series against Indiana, would Kristaps Porzingis coming back? Because right now, Kristaps Porzingis has been practicing 5v5s. They've been going absolutely aggressive. He's been, in baseball terms, getting hot, which means he's getting ready to go. From the looks of it right now, it looks like KP is going to be back for Game 1. With KP coming back, with Jaylen Brown playing the way he has, if we can get Jason Tatum like we did in the last round, we're not losing this NBA Finals. We're just not losing. This team is the far better team in terms of depth, in terms of defense. Offense, maybe you can argue, but I would say in terms of offense, we have 5 guys on this team who are perennial all-star players. How many all-stars do you think Dallas has right now? Luka, Kyrie. Lively might be a future all-star, or borderline future all-star. But that's really it, though, right? The Celtics are the much better team. It's, in my opinion, it's not really even close. If you were to ask me, I don't think it's really that close who the better team is. And you can tell by the way these guys look. On the court, off the court, they're ready for the moment. They are ready to be aggressive. They're ready to do whatever it takes to get this NBA championship. They're ready to do it. And do I think they're going to do it this year? Hell yeah, I do. I absolutely 100% think that we're getting a parade this year. I think it's going to be Celtics in 6 against this Dallas Mavericks team. Again, a lot of respect for Luka Doncic. I got a lot of respect for him. Not really that big of a Kyrie hater anymore. I still dislike him, but do I absolutely despise of him like I did in years past? No, I don't, but he's in our way for a championship, so we have to beat him once again to get that banner 18. I think it's going to be Celtics in 6, which means that would be a weekend parade. That's perfect for me. That'd mean the parade will be on a Saturday or a Sunday. That is phenomenal. I'll be able to go to that. And I think we hoist banner 18 this season. Do I think it's possible where they could go 7? Maybe. Maybe. 5 would be insane. If the Celtics could take care of business in 5 games, that would be nuts. That means Dallas wasn't ready for the spotlight. And again, you can say F Kyrie or Kyrie sucks this, blah, blah, blah. You can say all that you want, but I'm not going to take away his greatness for the game on the court. He is a phenomenal basketball player, and I will give them the benefit of the doubt of going 6 games. I think this series goes 6 at minimum. And we hoist up that banner this year. I think, though, the key guys on this team for this NBA Finals here is going to be Derek White and Drew Holiday. Because they're going to have the assignment of Kyrie, Luka, and they're going to have to play some lockdown defense like they have been. It's very hard to stop Luka Doncic. They're going to have to be able to hold their own when they have switches onto Luka or onto Kyrie. I think if you were to ask me right now, who's going to match up on defense, I would say right now, Derek White will be on Kyrie. You could argue with me that Drew Holiday will be on Luka Doncic, but honestly, I would like JB on Luka. Then I could see Drew on Derek Jones, Tatum on PJ Washington, and then Kristaps Porzingis on Daniel Gafford. The good thing about Daniel Gafford, I thought Lively was the one that started for them. I'm not going to lie to you, but the good thing about Daniel Gafford is that he's not a stretch big. So the only time KP will be up on the perimeter will be when he's on that hedge pick and roll where he might have to play drop coverage on Luka or Kyrie, and that's where you might have trouble. But if you're able to find a way to fight the screens and stay on your man, I feel like that's going to be crucial. The defense, I don't think you're going to be able to slow down Luka, but you have shown in the past that you can slow down Kyrie. You've shown that you can slow down Kyrie, and then at that point, you're okay with Luka Doncic scoring 40 a game. Because if you can slow down Kyrie, then who else is going to score on the Dallas Mavericks? Is it going to be Maxi Kleber? Is it going to be PJ Washington going on? Who's going to do the scoring? Who's going to be the second option on their team if you can slow down Kyrie? There's not many people that I'm looking right now where I can say, okay, this guy might be trouble if we're doing our job on Kyrie and Luka's doing his thing. Up and down, I think this Celtics team is much deeper. I am going to need Sam Hauser to be able to knock down some open threes in this upcoming round, as opposed to last round where he wasn't really hitting much. Peyton Pritchard's got to play like he has been. He played well in the last round. Even though he got kicked in the face in Game 4, he really wasn't able to do much after that. And then Al Horford will be set back to the bench as the backup big. Absolutely love that, where he's going to have to face off against Derek Lively. I love that matchup, in my opinion. I love that matchup over Luke Cornett versus Derek Lively, I'll tell you that much. And it looks like Drew has finally found his rhythm with this Celtics team. It looks like Drew Holiday has found his comfort on this team, knows his role. He's not going to have much stress scoring the ball this upcoming round. Again, like I said, especially if KP's coming back, which I right now anticipate that Kristaps Porzingis is going to be coming back. He won't have to look to score the ball that much, but we will have that corner specialist, Drew Holiday, that we can have in the corner for corner 3, as Mike would say. And then his defense is unmatched. If you need to switch Drew Holiday onto Kyrie, fine. We're absolutely okay with that. You need him to... He can guard 1 through 5. Which is crazy because he's a 6'4", 6'5" point guard, shooting guard. And he's able to guard 1 through 5. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. There are a lot of two-way guys on this Celtics team versus the Dallas Mavericks. And I think that's where the Celtics have the advantage. There's a lot of guys who can play both offense and defense at a higher level than the Dallas Mavericks. After this series will be the end of the debate, for now, at least for now, on Jason Tatum versus Luka Doncic. I know I've been saying all year long that, this debate is over. This debate will seriously be over for the time being after this NBA Finals. Because again, whoever wins this series here, will have one NBA Finals to none against that person. So, for Tatum and Luka, there's a lot at stakes here for the both of them. This is the difference. This is going to be the difference between a top 5 player and a top 10 player in the league. Banner 18. Who's the better player, Luka or Jason Tatum? The Celtics have the much better team, and the Celtics should be able to win it all this season. Hoist that banner. Get that banner 18. That would cement JT's legacy and Jaylen Brown's legacy, and even Al Horford's legacy in Celtics history forever. If they win the championship this year, you can definitely book Jason Tatum's number getting retired. You can book Jaylen Brown's number getting retired. I think you could book Al Horford's number getting retired. I think you could book Derek White's number even getting retired as well. Some numbers might be hoisted up to the rafters after their career is done after this NBA Finals if they win it all. And I'm ready for this run, man. Right now, what we're going to do on this podcast here, we got people lined up, ready to go on Discord to talk about the Celtics upcoming NBA Finals matchup. You guys don't think Derek White's number is not going to get retired? Really? He's been... I never said Drew. But I'm just simply saying right now where Derek White has had some memorable games with the Boston Celtics. Again, if they win a championship this year, there's no doubt that Jason Tatum's going to sign an extension. Derek White will get his extension. I'm not looking at it for just this year alone. I'm just saying with what is in store for them in the future, along with this championship here, I think it could be possible where Derek White's number could get retired. Unless they retire it for Rajon Rondo. Let's start off with the calls real quick. Alright, let's try the top person again because he said he's ready to go. Alright, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, what's going on, man? How's it going?
Good. How are you, man?
Good. Floor's all yours. You got a couple minutes.
Appreciate it. I got the Celtics winning in 6, but I will not be surprised if it takes 5. I think the first round series, people clown us for saying, oh, it's too easy. But I also think that we learned a lot. This Indiana Pacers series, I learned a lot from what can happen potentially in this series. First of all, is we protect the home court completely. We didn't look down to the competition. We didn't get arrogant, maybe. We took care of business in game 2. Game 3 and 4, I wanted to see this team perform in the clutch. And you can see that we definitely, 1, performed in the clutch. 2, we faced deficits in both of those games and won both of them in the second half with the fourth quarter. I know that the old Celtics would have probably mailed it in, especially when the news that Porzingis can come back in the series. The fact that they were able to go through the entire Eastern Conference since Porzingis went down without needing him back in the lineup is something I really learned about what matured this basketball team. Now, on the other hand, for Dallas, they had an impressive run to get to the finals. They don't fear anybody. Luka and Kyrie, they're as good of a duo as it gets in basketball. But I will say they haven't seen 2 all-defensive guards in this series, and they haven't seen an offense the way we can operate offense. So it'll be a heck of a series. I'm picking Boston to win in 6 games, but 5 games is not out of the talk. And let's play a finals. Let's make sure we lock down and focus, not lose any focus, and not get ourselves exposed like we did in the 2022 finals.
What's your username?
I'm Kane Sun.
Kane Sun. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to cut him off there, but that's how you guys gotta be right there. That's exactly how you guys gotta be when you guys get dragged onto here. I couldn't agree more with him. And that's the reason why, in my opinion, that people saying that this is a fraudulent run or like this run is fake is so beyond means whatsoever. It's so ridiculous because in years past, this Celtics team right here would not show up in the clutch. They would not be able to close out series when they need to. They'd take more games than they need to in order to finish the series. Like, I'll give you guys a couple examples from the last 2 years. Game 5 against Milwaukee in 2022. They were on the home court, a chance to go up 3-2, and they lose in that game, and they needed a historic performance from Jason Tatum in Game 6, and then the Grant Williams game in Game 7. In the Eastern Conference Finals that same year, the Celtics were up 3-2 going home in Game 6 against Miami. They had a chance to go to the NBA Finals in Game 6 on their home court, and they was not able to do that. They lost on their home court in Game 6 to force a Game 7, which costed them time off, and they had to go to Golden State right after that Miami game. Now let's go over to the 2023 season. You go 6 damn games against the Atlanta Hawks, who are the number 7 seed. Why? When you are by far the superior team over them. It doesn't make any sense. There's no logical reasoning for you to go 6 games against an Atlanta Hawks team led by Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, especially when there was no DeJounte Murray in Game 5. There's no reason for you to not close up that series in 5. The next series, they win 7 against Philly, but the same story as the Milwaukee series in 2022. Game 5, you're tied 2-2 in the series with a chance to go up 3-2, and you blew it. You lose that game. You need to win Game 6 in Philly. You did that, and then JT has a historic performance in Game 7, dropping 51 points. In the Eastern Conference Finals in 2023, the Celtics were looked at as the favorites in that series. It was seeds 2 versus 8, and you end up losing that series. The narrative for the Celtics in years past has been that they are not clutch, they don't have a killer instinct, they prolong series, they play down to competition and everything else. So when they don't play down to competition this year, where they had one player injured in each of the series, now because they took care of business, that's a negative? Like, I'm seeing somebody in chat here right now, he's saying the same thing. You guys played 3 injured teams. Well, if we play 3 injured teams, right? If we played 3 injured teams, aren't we supposed to take care of business? Yeah. Did they take care of business? Yeah. I don't get how that's a negative. How is it a negative where you have rest for taking care of business when you should? It doesn't make any sense to me. And the whole choking thing, I've seen a couple comments from this guy in the chat here on my live stream here. Define choking this year. What games have they choked away? As far as I'm concerned, Game 1 of last round against Indiana, they had a 3% chance of winning that game, and they came back and won. They showed up in overtime. In Game 3, again, same thing. They had what? Was it a 5% chance of winning that game? And they still won that game. They're finding ways to win games. And you can't sit here and try to convince me that, oh, I had Cleveland over Boston. I had the Miami Heat over Boston. I had Indiana over Boston. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You had the Celtics going all the way from the beginning of the year. You had the Celtics taking care of business, wiping out these Eastern Conference teams. So now the fact that they did it, that's a negative? It doesn't make any sense to me. The Celtics have done what they're supposed to do, and they've shown that they've been the better team in this postseason, and we'll see if they do that again this time around. We'll go to our next person in chat. You can unmute your microphone, and you got 2 minutes. The floor is all yours.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's so great talking to you again.
You too. What's your user?
It's Caleb.
Oh, what's going on, my man?
Not much. It's been a little while since we've talked.
Yes,
hey,
it has.
I'm ready for the finals. I'm so ready.
Yep.
There's only one thing I gotta say, and then I'm gonna let somebody else talk. Everybody needs to stop hating on us. We're taking this ring this year. Kyrie deserves nothing. Nobody likes Kyrie. Kyrie deserves nothing. Luka, he worked very hard to go to the finals, and I have nothing but love for Luka. But I'm sorry, Dallas fans. I'm sorry, Luka. You're just not going to win it this year. This is the Celtics year.
Hell yeah.
Banner 18, here we come.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on here, my friend.
Hey, it's great talking to you. Let's catch up soon.
Yeah, sounds good, my man. Sounds good. Keeping it simple and easy like that. Kyrie is absolutely great. Not going to dispute that. His basketball talent on the court, next to none. You can never take that away from him. Luka Doncic, he is an elite scorer. Probably one of the best scorers in the league right now. If I had to put a list together, he'd be at the top of that list. It's not going to be an easy series. And then the narrative, if we do win the championship this year, here's what the narrative is going to be. The narrative is going to be, oh, this is a young Dallas team. They weren't ready for the spotlight. They weren't ready for the NBA Finals. They faced a better Boston team. And then people are going to give their flowers to the Celtics then. But for me, you're just going to have to live with it. And what are you going to say after this if the Celtics do win this NBA Finals? What are you going to say after this? Oh, they coasted their way to the NBA Finals? No, well, if they beat this Dallas Mavericks team where everybody's predicting Dallas to win, that's impressive, isn't it? You can't take that away from him. And you know what, too? I mean, we can hate Kyrie and all that, but I'm going to say this. I'm kind of happy for Kyrie. The fact that let's break it down for Kyrie for a second. Let's break it down. When he left Boston, he just wasn't the same. Like, personality-wise and everything else, he wasn't the same dude. It took him a little bit to get his antics out of the way, but I think he now all of a sudden has finally found peace with himself, and he has been able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Embrace what he's doing on the court and embrace the moment. What the hell happened to my screen here? What the hell happened to my... Okay, we're back on here. Okay, cool. He's been able to embrace the moment and the run that he's on. So I'm happy for him. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm happy for him that he found inner peace within himself and that he's in a much better place right now, mentally. I'm so happy for him. I'm not gonna lie to you. But we still have to beat him at the end of the day, and that's all there is to it. Fans can get on him all they want, but I'll say it. Keep it on the court. Keep it on the court. All right, let's head over to the next person. You can unmute your microphone. Make sure you say your username and you got the floor.
Oh, what's up? It's Riker.
What's up, man? Hold on, guys. I gotta show you. Oh, put that back. Put the glasses back on real quick. Yeah, that's how we rolling in next Thursday.
Yeah.
What's going on, my man? Floor's all yours.
All right, thanks. Yeah. It was a pretty good run to the finals. I think we could take the Mavs down in 6. I don't with KP coming back, I don't see like the Mavs getting in any further because and like Luka Doncic and everything, like besides like Luka Doncic and Kyrie, like you don't really hear about other players that much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like only like Luka and Kyrie, like they're the two main players. So, and also this is the ultimate series to get revenge on Kyrie.
Yeah.
Like we've been pissed at him for years. We've been just, and we always want to get revenge against him. So this is the perfect 4 years later after he betrayed us.
Yep. Perfect
time to just get revenge on him.
Absolutely, my man. You got anything else? Anything else?
No, nothing else. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.
You too, my man. Yeah, this is going to be a crazy ending to the season. I mean, if you asked me at the beginning of the year if I had Kyrie Irving versus the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals, I would tell you no. I'm not going to lie to you. I would tell you no way. I wouldn't have Kyrie versus Boston in the NBA Finals. I wouldn't have that on my bingo card. I would have probably had Denver versus Boston. Or I would have had, who was another team that I viewed as a good team? The Clippers. I said in January, I believe. I said in January that this could be an NBA Finals preview. I was predicting Nuggets, Clippers, or Phoenix. It was one of those three that I was predicting. Dallas was not on that mix whatsoever. It wasn't in that mix. So, this is going to be a crazy ending, especially with the Boston versus Kyrie narrative. there's been a lot of discussion saying that the debate is dead and everything else. And if the Celtics win the championship against Kyrie, man, that is almost as good as the Boston Red Sox winning the World Series against Manny Machado. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, right? They've been waiting to go after him all these years, so on and so forth. I know we swept them 2 years ago and all that, but we didn't end up getting the ultimate goal. If we get the ultimate goal against him, oh man, wow, that is some ultimate revenge where Kyrie will never live it down, in my opinion. The booing is going... Someone just said in the chat, the booing is going to be insane. I couldn't agree there more. Let's go to DJ. I believe his name is. Yep, DJ. Yep, you can unmute your mic.
What's up?
What's up, my man? Floor is yours.
What's my thoughts?
Yep.
Oh, I'm ready to get revenge on Kyrie Irving this year. This is the perfect opportunity. And yeah, this is the easiest path to the finals.
Does that matter? Does it matter if it's the easiest path, though? Yes or no?
Yes, it's better.
You think you think it's better? Why do you think it's better?
What you say? Why you think it's better?
Yeah.
Because players got hurt and we just had an easier path to the finals.
That all you got?
Celtics in 5 or 6 against the Mavs.
All right, sounds good, my man. Thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in.
You're welcome. All right, bye.
All right, see ya. I'm gonna go as far as saying you never like to see players get injured. You never want to see a player go down. So the fact that the team's facing injuries and everything else, is that a good thing? No. That's never a good thing seeing a player go down, never seeing them get injured. But is it easy? Is it good in the fact that they were able to take care of business? Yes, it was. It absolutely was. As opposed to years past where you could say, oh, they don't have a killer instinct. They're not able to close out a series when they should. They take longer to win series and everything else. Of course it's a good thing where we were winning in 5 games, and then a sweep. It's a good thing there. But is it good to see injuries? No, it's never a good thing to see injuries. So I'll disagree with the fact that with other teams facing injuries, we never want to see a player go down. But do we like seeing the Celtics take care of business? Yes, we do. So take care of business is never a bad thing. Let's go to Justin. Justin, you can unmute your mic. And floor will be all yours, my friend.
Hey, what's up, Josie?
How's it going?
I'm good. It's Justin, by the way. Hey, chap.
Floor's all yours, my friend.
All right, cool. So I'm really looking forward to the series because I know this is our second chance to actually win a title. Which, by the way, I think we're gonna actually win a title. I was telling the voice channel chat, like, if Luka does not win the championship, which obviously he's not because it's against us, then I don't think his championship window is closed. But here's the thing. I think the X factor in this series is going to be Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench. And to keep this long take short, I think the Celtics are going to go 6 games with the final score of the game number 6 being 115-105.
Perfect, my man. I love it. Thank you for joining in.
No problem.
All right. Yeah, I'm not going to say that Luka Doncic's window is closed either. I think he'll be back. I don't think that for a second. Like, I know for a fact if he doesn't win it this year, he will be back in that big stage. 100%. But this will end the debate right now, at least, between Luka and Jason Tatum. It will end that debate for now. Where Tatum will leap into that top 5 category player, where Luka will be out of that top 5 category player. Whoever wins in this series here is going in the top 5 players right now. And whoever is out, and whoever is going to be out and loses is going to be in that top 10 window. What separates top 5 players versus top 10 players is championship pedigree, and success. That's what sets the difference between top 10 players and top 5 players. So if the Celtics win the championship this year, Tatum is a top 5 player, and it's not even a dispute. It's not even a discussion. Luka will be number 6. But he'll be out of that top 5 window. Because again, Jason Tatum will be winning the championship. And if you win the championship, that means you outperform the other team. So Tatum will be in that top 5 discussion, where Luka Doncic will be out of that top 5 discussion, in my opinion. Let's go to Scruffy94. Excuse me. Scruffy94. Scruffy, you can unmute your mic. Floor is all yours.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, my name is CJ. I was just going to keep it short, plain and sweet about a couple things that I've been paying attention to. One is, if I'm judging the series on a whole, I think, yes, Luka and Kyrie are explosive, but what we're not asking enough is how are they going to guard us? 2, I do believe at the end of the day it will be a 4-2 or 4-3 in Boston's favor, just because we're too top heavy for them. Because after you break it down, after Luka and Kyrie and maybe PJ Washington, they really have nobody besides maybe Gafford. And 3, I don't know about you, but also I'm kind of tired of all this rhetoric of, oh, is it Jason Tatum's team or is it Jaylen Brown's? Why does it have to always be Batman and Robin? Why can't it just be option 1A, option 1B? Because I believe Tatum wouldn't be as successful as he is without Brown, and Brown would not be as successful without Tatum. I think they both complement each other because they are both different players. But at the end of the day, their styles complement each other so well. And I do believe if we win this year and break the ice, my final prediction is over the next 3 years, look for us to win at least 1, maybe 2 more rings.
All right, perfect, man. Thank you so much. That was a great call. Colin, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
I loved that call right there, too. Because that has been a narrative for so long now. And I've seen so many people comment that on videos. Why can't just both of them be good for this team? Why does it have to be one versus the other? Why can't you just let both of these guys do their thing on the court and let them cook? Look at how much success that they've had already at their young career. What's it? 7 Eastern Conference Finals trips. Now 2 NBA Finals trips. At only 19 for this guy right here. And then Jaylen Brown here, who got that $304 million contract, which is absolutely deserved, is absolutely nuts. It's crazy how much success both of them have had. Sorry, I had to throw that age 19 joke in there. You guys know. Go cop your merch. Link in the description down below. And now's a very good point, too. Not a lot of people are saying, who's going to guard Tatum? Who's going to guard Brown? Who's going to guard Kristaps Porzingis if he comes back? You're telling me Daniel Gafford or Derek Lively is going to go to the three-point line and guard Kristaps Porzingis from the three-point line? Good luck with that all day long. Obviously, Drew Holiday has started to look really good offensively. Probably for the first time all year, to be honest with you, because he really didn't find his groove for the most part until now, which is the best time to find your groove on a team. And then Derek White has been good all year. Al Horford has taken a leap. Hauser can be better, but we have seen that Hauser is a very good lights-out shooter. He just needs to make one, and once he makes one, he can make any of them after that. Pritchard's been well off the bench. I mean, this whole entire team from 1 to 8 can score. At some level, they can score. So how are they going to be able to guard us? That is the real question. People are saying, oh, who's going to guard Luka? Who's going to guard Kyrie? Easily. We got Tatum, who's a good two-way wing player. We got Brown, who's a phenomenal two-way wing player also. White, who should have been on the first NBA defensive team. Drew Holiday, who's on the second NBA defensive team, who can guard 1 through 5. A ton of guys can guard Luka or Kyrie in this series. The question is, what's their counter move to our weapons? And I think we got one more call left on here. Let's go to VYOM. VYOM, unmute your mic. I know you're about to go crazy. Floor is all yours.
Oh, yes. I'm ready to write 2024 on there. That poster you see up there.
Okay, now I can see it. Yep. There's an empty,
Yep,
there's an empty spot right there.
Yep. If we get these 4 more wins, I'm definitely going to write 2024 on there.
Hell yeah.
Because we really got to focus up. We really, really, really got to stay aggressive on Luka and Kyrie and all. Got to shut them down all game. Got to never give up. You know what I'm saying? Like John Cena did. And yeah, and I got to be honest, the Mavs have been playing like the 1 seed ever since acquiring PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. They've been 33-14. I mean, they also played through injured teams, but hey, I mean, I still gotta give them credit. And as for us, we didn't have Porzingis for our run, but hey, we went through our path. They went through their path. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, my friend. Anything else before you head off?
Yeah. Perk, go fuck yourself.
Thank you for joining, my man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Jesse. You're the GOAT. See ya.
Thank you, my friend. Okay. He always kills it on you. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what Dallas's run reminds me of? The Boston Celtics run in 2022. Right? The first half of the year weren't too good. They make one move at the trade deadline, and that changes their entire look of the team. They went out and they got PJ Washington, and that really changed the culture of the team. It involved our old boy Grant Williams going to Charlotte, which, by the way, side note, I feel bad for Grant. He went from the Celtics to the Mavs to the Charlotte Hornets. Now he's watching both of his teams in the NBA Finals. You gotta feel something for him, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of the same thing though, right? But the difference between the two teams is that Dallas went 6 games against the Clippers. They went 6 games against the Thunder. And they went 5 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So they didn't go the entire 7 games like Boston did in round 2 and 3 before getting to the NBA Finals, but they've had some long series. But I think right now this team for Dallas is too young. I think they're too young, and I think that they're inexperienced outside of Kyrie Irving. So, if I had to say, it's going to be the same result as the 2022 NBA Finals. The more experienced team is going to win, which so happened to be the more talented team. And I'm going to say it's Celtics in 6. And that's going to do it for this podcast here. Thank you guys for watching this video here. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe now if you guys knew you guys know what to do. Go check out our website. The link is in the description down below. Shout out to everybody who came onto the podcast tonight. Thank you all for the love and support throughout the entire season. It's about to be crazy, I'm not going to lie to you. We're about to go crazy over here with the NBA Finals content. If you want to help, donate to this crazy run. My Venmo is right here. Anything helps. Appreciate all the love and support all year long. 4 more. 4 more until Banner 18. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be a crazy run. And I got something planned already for Game 2. I don't know if I'm going to the game yet for Game 2, but I know for a fact that in Game 2, it's going to be nuts. I will let you guys know if I'm doing the game for Game 2 or not. I will let you guys know in the future. But until next time, it's been your boy Jesse, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.
Beantown.
Beantown.
Beantown.